fabrication. We're bringing you real fabrication. This is the fun part. Obviously, these are more artistic than like structural and, you know, something building code. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about that. We're all good. There you go. It's fixed good enough, I'd say. I think it's ready for powder. Well, it's finally time. The giant railing job is ready for pickup at Twist and Turns, the powder coater. So today's Wednesday. We're gonna pick it up today, and then we're gonna go deliver tomorrow. However, the floors are not yet done being refinished. So we are going to deliver them to the basement of that house. And then at a later date, we're just gonna have to come back and install them when the treads of the stairs have all been replaced and the sections of flooring that had all the holes in it for the balusters. So that's fine. Luckily, the customer was cool with paying us for the job once they're delivered without contingency, you know, to wait until they're installed. But of course, you know, we're gonna come install them when it's ready to be installed, even though we've gotten paid, because that's just how you do business. You gotta take care of your customers, take care of the people that take care of you. So I've got this camera, got the GoPro, I've got the Isuzu and the trailer hooked up to it. So I've got lots of rolling stock here. I'm gonna drive up the block and go see Twist and Turns, and I brought a bunch of blankets. So hopefully I can load everything in a way that it doesn't scratch itself. But of course, it's just gotta sit on the truck and trailer for a day and then peace out tomorrow. So I'll have to move my car and make some space for that. Anyway, let's go to Twist and Turns. Got my old car trailer out of retirement this morning, hooked to the Isuzu. Love this tow rig. So hopefully we'll have enough room on the roof of the truck, in the bed of the truck, and on the deck of the trailer for all the rails. We shall see. Twist and Turns is just up the block that way. All right, let's go see. How do you think they came out?
Oh, I think they look really good.
They look great.
After delivery, you know, because we had our concerns.
Yeah.
And of course, the problem areas were a little problematic, but
Yeah, I mean,
fine since if there was primer on there, then trying to do the color would have gotten
the extra
a little
buildup would have made it hard.
Yes.
I gotcha. They look fantastic. Here we go. This is Twist and Turns, the land of powder coat and sandblast. Well, we're back. We're back at the Lucas's place out here at the lake, the one and only Jake Freeland. And we're here to install our rails, finally. It's finally happening. What have they done in there? Look at that. Yeah, floors look great. And they put all new treads on the stairs. And we're gonna cut them apart. We got a notch. Well, we got, look what Jake's been doing to his rig in the meantime. Looking good.
Thank you.
Here's my new work rig. That's all you need, man. All you need. So we got some stuff to install. The rails are in the basement, so we're gonna go through the house, downstairs, unlock the basement, carry them up here, and start putting them in place and figuring it out. See if I can find the door code in my texts. Look at this. Got my helpers with me today. What do you think, Stella? They got lights underneath the stair treads. That's cool. I swear they came on with the door, because they weren't on a second ago. Consult the footage. Were they on a second ago? That looks great. Everything's refinished and stained.
Yeah, the top's not on yet. I wonder if I can walk up here. Bro.
Whoa, it's motion.
And it goes like one of those.
Oh, look, that's the sensor right there on the riser.
That's sick.
That's wild. It like followed it up and went brrrr. That's pretty freaking cool. Good on you. Yeah, I guess it's this sensor right here. It's a motion sensor. No kidding. Well, this is gonna be quite the statement now. Well, as you remember, we gotta go. I guess we start top down, huh? We'll start with this one. Comes down here, and then that straight one. And then just loop. Yeah, yeah. Coming, girls? Here they are. Yeah, we're probably gonna wanna go outside. That's pretty tight. One of these is the top one, I guess. Probably that one. Let's just do one at a time. Good God, they are covered in dirt. Oh, freaking electrical guys. Look at that. That's nice. And this one is probably the one that also is at the top. This straight one here. Well, we make some room here. Because the floors weren't ready for us when we delivered them the first time, we had to store them in the basement, and then we had to carry them up like 4 flights of stairs. That was fun. Well, Jake saves the day here with his mobile welding setup.
Thank you, Miller.
You guys need any mobile welding done, you call this man here, Freeland Welding and Fabrication right there.
540-598-2000.
There you go. Amazingly, this plate was welded on incorrectly back at the shop. Had to cut it off and weld it back on at a 90. And we did it right here in the yard with the dogs watching. So I got this paint that's gonna match this powder coat pretty good. Gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, that's as Jake said, if that's our biggest hiccup today, it's gonna be an okay day. It's all gonna be fine. All right, so good enough, I'd say. I don't understand. Like, in the previous video, this piece is done correctly. And then when we went to install it, we had to cut it apart and bend it back around because it was flat.
Yeah, there's pictures of it flat here too.
Yeah, it was like that when we got it back from powder coating.
But before the powder coating.
But this is how it left for powder coating.
And you said at the end of this, you say ready for powder coat.
I think it's ready for powder. I don't understand, like, what happened. That's why I was so surprised that thing was flat. Because look, it's fully welded.
Yeah.
I gave Wyatt all kinds of shit for this. Because he was the one, so my tacks broke off.
Yeah.
And then I showed him when he was helping me finish it, I was like, this needs to be welded back on. The tack welds will show you where it needs to go because where they broke, they fit back together.
So where did it get flattened?
Dude, because it wasn't like bent flat by accident. It was perfectly flat and ground smooth when it came back from powder coat. I truly don't understand what happened.
Do we?
Because when Twist and Turns, if they damage something, they'll call me.
Yeah.
They'll show me.
I don't think they would just weld it back on willy-nilly.
No, I don't understand. Somewhere our plate got bent. Whatever, dude.
I think we found a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, this like It's like evidence we're in a simulation or something. Well, Wyatt, I'm sorry if I gave you too much for messing that up. I truly don't know what happened.
Wow,
That might be the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
we went through a wormhole.
Dude, I know. We're looking at footage from a parallel universe.
Yeah.
So are we the original universe, or is that the original universe?
We're the duplicates. Because in the original universe, that plate was...
This happened first.
Yeah.
It was right. So I picked up a rail from the duplicate universe and installed it in the original universe.
Oh my god. Yeah, so just for some context, we were just sitting down to record some voiceover for this episode. And I was like, oh, hey, did you include that part where I fixed the vent?
Yeah.
The flat plate?
Right.
And I was like, oh no, I didn't. We sit down and he shows me these pictures and I was like, oh, I see. It was flat and you guys did have to fix it.
Yeah, like this is a video I shot of Jake, look, having to cut that off because it's flat to weld it back on at an angle. See?
Yeah.
It was flat.
And this is pre-powder coat. So
And this is after I bent it. I destroyed this in the truck because I hit the door. And then I just heated and straightened it. We're editing this video right now. Like, it literally left for powder right after this.
yeah. So just for further proof, right? This video was shot on the 3rd of March.
Yeah.
You guys installed
This is
the rail.
raw file.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
The 11th of May.
Yeah. We installed May
It was
11,
flat.
and that's what it looks like. I don't know, dude. I was dumbfounded in the field. I'm like, how did we screw this up?
Yeah.
What if Jake didn't have his mobile rig with us that day, we'd be screwed.
Yeah.
Like, we were on track to have one of the worst install days ever. Having to bring something back from the lake that's already been powder coated to cut it apart, and then luckily flat black paint matches the powder, but
Well, back to the video.
back to the video. All right, so now that everything's the right shape, Jake and I set to installing everything. We had pre-notched all the baseboards when we built them originally, but because the stair treads have been replaced, we have to go around and notch all the stair treads just to fit our rails. So I used a multi-tool, an oscillating multi-tool, tape and a pencil just to lay out the marks and notch everything. That's what I'm doing right here. And then it's just a matter of dropping everything in place where it was. You know, this is the beauty of building something in place, is because it's literally meant to fit this space. So we weren't really surprised by anything. This long piece here that we're about to set in actually did pull a little bit when we were welding it. You can see it rock some. So by the time the left side was bolted in, the right side was almost an inch off the ground. But we used 4 lag bolts, and sure enough, it pulled everything down to the ground, despite all the geometry inside the frame. So we just kept working down. We're using these really nice 1/4-20 drywall anchors to secure them to the walls, 5/16 lag bolts to secure them to the ground, and then of course we had our nutsert system where they bolt to each other. This piece here was floating. And then the last 2 down to the grand staircase. It's funny watching these lights come on and off. We kept triggering the sensors. But everything went in like a dream, just like it did the day we built it in place. You can get to all the fasteners, and we think it looks awesome. Look, I even found a vacuum to clean up after us. Jake came back and taped up everything, and then I followed behind him with a little bit of paint, and we painted all the fasteners black, and there you go. Well, against all odds, Jake and I did it. It's installed. Boy, is it a lot of railing. Let me give you guys the grand tour. How about that? So, knock knock, who's there? Lots of rail. Look, you can see almost all of it here in one view. How about that? So you walk in, got a big double staircase, walk up that. Got a little dog leg left into the wall. the paint's drying, which is why the tape's there. Then the lights come on and you got more rail up the stairs. Got a little straight section here. I'll show you all from top down. You come up here, got one big long section there. This is what the down yonder looks like. Main staircase, look at all that. Look at all this work, huh? Oh, I forgot 3 bolts I gotta paint. Then this, so now we're on the 2nd floor, and there's Jake walking up for scale. And then you got stairs to the 3rd floor, so you got a set of rails there. And coming up, everything's notched in. We had to notch our brand new treads today, so that worked out really good. Shout out to Milwaukee Multi-Tool. And then this bolted together all nice. And then you go up to the lights come on. And you go up to the 3rd floor, where you got a sole, bless you, a sole straight piece here. And then this curves around to the left. All consistent height. Here's a top-down view of all that. Look at all that, would you? Shout out Twist and Turns in Roanoke. They did an incredible job powder coating. Shout out Jake and I and Wyatt at Lift Arc Studios and Freeland Welding and Fabrication, knocking it out of the park. Shout out Jake for having his mobile welder with him today. Shoo-wee, that saved our butts. But up here at least, painters have to come back, so hopefully they can come chase after us and clean up what little bit we have left. We tried to do a good job cleaning up after ourselves, and you know, you're always gonna have little stuff, but that's about it. So look, you can stand right here and see all of it almost. Beauty shot. Jake's part of the beauty shot. Coming up okay? Yeah, man, I think they're super cool.
I mean, it straight up looks like some Star Wars shit.
It really does, especially that they come on
In order.
Progressively.
And the order that whether you're going up or down.
Yeah, oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. If
You're
you're
right.
on the stairs, it goes down.
There's a top sensor somewhere.
Yeah.
How do it know?
If it gets triggered at the top versus triggered at the bottom.
Oh, there it is. It's hidden over there in the wall. That might be the coolest, like, 21st century home accessory I've ever seen.
Yeah. Mark's a cool guy.
The frequency of those LEDs like messes with cameras. You can see it flickering on the screen. Yeah. You know, all right, so for those of you out there who haven't seen the first video and are about to turn to the comments and say, those don't follow building code. We know. We know that. They are an art installation. The customer is aware that they do not adhere to building code. They have not had to pull permits to do this work. They acknowledge that if they sell the house, they will have to have the new owner briefed and sign something saying, I acknowledge the railings aren't to code and I don't care, blah, blah, blah. We are all aware. I appreciate your concern. You're right. You guys are so smart. So smart out there, guys. But thank you. Thanks for caring enough to leave a comment anyway. I'm not trying to trash the people that are just trying to help. But we are aware. And, you know, it's amazing what you can do visually when you don't have to be bogged down by building code, because I would argue that these things, because they're less intense, look way cooler. And the reason, I'll show you, go back down, do some beauty shots on the way down. Here you go, Walker. The reason we try to keep it all sparse is because when you look here, you literally see like 4 layers of railing at the same time. So if these things were dense enough to adhere to building code, it would look just so dense, you know. You wouldn't, yeah, almost wouldn't be able to see through it. And I think part of this open concept here is to allow light to pass all the way through. So that was a good suggestion on the customer's part, and I think it worked out very, very well. And I'm quite pleased with how this all looks. We had our helpers on site today. Good job, May. Good job. You did so good. You did so good. You helped out so good. Yes. Okay, go back to sleep. So there it is. I brought my nice stills camera, so I'm gonna take some nice final stills photos. You can cut those in here in a montage. But you know, this is the kind of thing that I like doing at the shop. The big, the weird, the complicated, the stuff that most people say no to, because this is what's worth it. This is what makes you feel good by the end of the day. And boy, am I excited this one is done and installed. Anywho, thanks for watching, thanks for following. This has been a good one. Please like, subscribe, do all those things. We certainly appreciate y'all. Buy a t-shirt. I know it's hot, but we still got some long sleeve t-shirts, and I'm gonna make an order for short sleeve pocket tees coming up soon. So appreciate you guys. Bye.